Hi, Jen Gilchrist here with another weekly reading for the week of December 19th through 25th. Happy holidays to everybody that is celebrating this year. It is sometimes a busy time, so I hope that you're taking time for yourself as well and enjoying those around you, of course. We have a new moon actually on December 23rd, so this is a great time to start to set those intentions. You might even look ahead to the coming year ahead, right? Setting those intentions and looking at that whole year ahead for 2023 as it's just around the corner can be a really powerful thing to do, as well as the more smaller goals for the upcoming month or week ahead, or any particular specific projects that you have. So take a little time to reflect. What is it that you desire to create? What is it that you're stepping into? And I like to look at the different areas of life, looking at your personal life, your business, if you have a business or career, as well as your spiritual life, your spiritual path, making time and space for that as well. So let's see what messages come up. My intention is to give guidance to support you in aligning with your higher path and purpose and what it is that you're here and desiring to create. So let's go ahead and begin here. So the first cards that came out is All is Well. Archangel Jeremiah, everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. And I think, this sometimes divine timing, sometimes things that we wish things sometimes would manifest more quickly than they are, perhaps. Like, I feel like there's a level of being patient, right? The miracle's on its way, or everything that's occurring is, even though it might seem outwardly not as it's supposed to be, it's actually helping you to align in that way. So it feels like just releasing any worries. So I feel like a few different groups here. And one of it's more mental, like, if things don't outwardly seem as they're supposed to, just know that things that are showing up for you are really the things that you're meant to release and let go of. It's what you're becoming aware of. If it's a mindset, if it's a pattern or a dynamic with another person, or maybe you've just been working on creating something like your business or a project, then it doesn't seem to be moving forward or manifesting in the way that you had hoped, right? So this is just a validation that whatever spectrum of this you're on, that all is well. Right, all is well. And when we're in our head worrying, we're really just perpetuating the problem and keeping things out of alignment with us anyways. So it's like, can you lean into that surrender? Can you hand over the worry? Trust that all is well and just allow things to unfold. I feel like this is just calling you to be present. Another thing that's coming to mind is, when we're in our head worrying about the future or about what hasn't manifested yet, or what we have to do, or ruminating in the past about things that we wish were different or that we had done different, or holding on to anger or whatever it might be, either direction, we're not being present. And when we're not present, we're not actively actually creating or participating consciously in creating the direction of what it is that we're here to create, right? So basically, when our energy's in the future or the past, we're kind of stalling our ability to align with the synchronicities and align with allowing the miracles to occur. And so when you catch yourself, we're human, right? We have over 80,000 thoughts a day, I think. So not all of them are conscious, even if we practice being conscious and present. So as soon as you recognize that, it's like, can I hand it over to source, to the universe, to God, right? Can I hand over the worries to my angels and guides? Can I surrender and be present and be in peace and just in that expectancy of the miracle to occur without the attachment of the fact that it hasn't yet, right? So it's like being open and willing from that energy of, oh, I know this is already happening for me. I'm so excited to see how and when it's going to be so great. You're anchoring into it's already done. I'm just waiting for it to physically manifest, versus being in the energy of the attachment that it hasn't yet. That's coming more from fear. And that'll just continue to perpetuate what it is that you desire. Clear intentions. I love it. I don't really read them ahead of time, but this one really makes perfect sense, especially for the 23rd being a new moon, or in that energy for a few days, right? It can be any time in that time frame. Be really clear about what it is you desire and focus upon that with unwavering faith. And this is Archangel Michael. I also really love working with Archangel Uriel to help get crystal clear ideas. When we don't have clarity, a lot of times it's either we haven't created the time and space to get clear and to put our attention on our desires because we're too busy. And this reminds me of, I think, last week's reading of like being too busy or simplifying your life in that way. So I feel like just taking the time to get clear is the message. And you can do that in a number of ways, right? Through journaling, through meditation, through daydreaming, through contemplation. However you want to do that, start to get really clear about what it is you desire. And it's a great time to set intentions, not only for the month ahead or for smaller short-term goals, but really looking ahead at 2023. What is it that you're excited to create for yourself? And I think it's powerful to spend a little extra time periodically, in the different areas of our life. And so you can really also do this to get more clear, right? Another exercise that's a quick alignment activity I like to share is, what in this past year in any given area, life, like personal life, business, relationship, finances, whatever you're working on, or all the areas if you have more time, right? What is it that didn't work very well? Like, what is it that you didn't like? What isn't working well? What is it that you'd like to shift or change or let go of, right? And that could be mindset things as well. And then what is it that did work well? What is it that you want to create more of? What is it that is working? How can you put your time and attention more in that, right? Or making more space for that, or keep making a priority for that, right? Maybe you recognize that when you have a consistent meditation routine, it works for you. And maybe you're not always consistent. So can you put more attention on that, creating that more consistency because it supports you, right? Or exercise, other things. So just getting clear about what works well, what doesn't. And then the third column is, what would you love more of? And, what is it that your spirit's calling you to do more of? What is it that would bring you more joy? What is it that you would love to do or create, perhaps even in your business that you haven't done yet, right? Can you start to make room for those new things as well? And that can start to help you clarify what it is you desire. When we're clear on what we don't want or what isn't working or that we don't like, flip it to the opposite. Well, I don't like the fact that I've been in my head stressing. Okay, well, then you want to clarify that you're bringing in more peace. What things can anchor in more peace? What can support that, right? So that can be used in many different ways, but that was just a quick activity that I like to share sometimes, and that was coming up that could be helpful. Courage. Archangel Ariel. I love Archangel Ariel. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. I feel like, so strength comes up. I see the lion in the background, but also what was coming up is like really, so for some of you, this could actually be about creating, I think earlier in the month too, it came up with boundaries or speaking truth. Like it could definitely be with a certain person or situation about standing your ground, speaking your truth, standing in that like certainty and that unwaveringness, right? Without apology, that kind of a thing. And it doesn't mean being harsh or mean, but it is about, taking a stand and holding your ground. And it might be with boundaries on time. It might be in relationships. It might be in whatever, in different ways. And then the other aspect is, I feel like, have the courage to take that leap of faith, right? This has been coming up as well. It's time to be in action with your dreams. It's like we don't want to, we have to be an active participant in creating our life. We have free will of choice. And so it feels like you already know that some things that you want to have and create or work on or expand into. And it's up to you to really create the discipline or the devotion or the time or the energy or the priority or whatever it might be to take action on those things. And sometimes it is about having the courage. And that's where the courage piece comes up, is sometimes we don't feel ready or we don't have all the answers, right? That's such as life. Like whenever we're creating something new that we haven't experienced yet, there is a level of fear or uncertainty, and you have everything you need. And I'm just seeing like this lion's eye is like that strength, that spiritual support, that strength is backing you. Your angels are behind you. You have spiritual support backing you. And so you don't have to do it all alone. You don't have to figure it all out, right? And actually, the more that you surrender into allowing that support and trusting and taking leaps of faith and taking the actions and feeling the fear and doing it anyways, and all of those things will manifest and shift much more quickly in your life. I'm actually feeling called to one of these astral realm cards again. And this is Spirit Quartz, Chiron, the number 33, and healing. So these are definitely, for me, very intuitive cards. I've actually just got this deck very recently, and I don't see the author's name printed on it, which is interesting. But it is called Astral Realms Crystal Oracle. Here's the cover. It's a brand new one I just got recently. But what I'm getting from this card right now, so quartz can be an amplifier, it's a great amplifier to work with crystals, perhaps, whether it's quartz crystal or spirit quartz, as this card is. But really what I'm getting from this in terms of the reading is just amplifying your intentions with crystals, with crystal grids, with using crystals for emotional healing and support, energetic support on some level. That could be for some. It definitely feels that way, actually, because I'm seeing the word healing is really the word here. So, you have been going through a transformation. You've been going through a level of healing, and you might still be, right? Chiron is often referred to as the wounded healer. And so whatever period of time has just been coming up, especially over the last couple of months through that eclipse period and with the astrology. I'm not an astrologist, but I do follow it enough because I realize that when we're aware of what the collective energy is, and when we don't resist it and we just lean into it and use it as information to guide and help us align, it supports us. But what this is bringing up for me is like what things come up in the eclipse period, right? During that October, November timeframe. Those are the types of patterns, and you might even have a deeper rooted thing to pay attention to about what is a pattern or a healing or transformation that you're really still being called to move out of, so that you can step into that new you, to that next level you, to what it is that in that next chapter that you're working hard on creating for yourself, and just allowing that time and space for the healing. And for me right now with a 33, I know there's many interpretations depending on what school of thought you're working from, and they're all correct and perfect. But what's really coming up is that spiritual support. I'm feeling like the ascended masters, angels, guides, source, spirit, really working and leaning into that you are supported in this. And so ask and invite that spiritual support in to support and guide you in releasing and letting go if you're needing support with the healing, with and using the crystalline support as well could be powerful. Essential oils, there's many tools, sound healing, right? But this just feels like connecting and leaning into that healing, recognizing and really taking your power back by recognizing that all of the things that are showing up in contrast to what we desire is really the first step of aligning us to being ready and open and willing to step into what it is we have asked for, right? There's something within us that is being highlighted for us to let go of so that we can have what it is we're creating. It's actually the first step of the creation process. So when we cannot resist what is, but instead get present, be with it, and shift what's not working so that we can expand into what is, that's really what I'm seeing here, is just allowing that time and space for the healing to occur. Okay, and keep moving forward. So I hope that resonates. I look forward to hearing how that resonates in the comments below. Please like, share, comment with your friends. I would love to get this YouTube channel more out into the world. I've been feeling much more called recently to come back and put a focus here as well. So I look forward to meeting new community. In fact, I do have a gift. What's coming up for me? What would be most of service? So I do have, I'm gonna put 2 meditations actually that are optional, either one or both, whatever you'd like, they're free. One of them is embrace your spirit guides, because I do feel like there's been a heavy call to really surrendering and allowing that spiritual support. So it's about how can you meet and work with and communicate with your spiritual support team and really receive those divine guidances and messages. And so that's really powerful. And I'm also going to put a meditation around releasing soul contracts and releasing soul contracts, karmic patterns, unconscious healing agreements, energetic cords that are not really serving, because I feel like there is a mixture of releasing and letting go as you're stepping into the new, and working with both of those energies, proactively with your spirit team, and is going to be supportive. And then, having support perhaps with releasing if there's any patterns or conflict happening that you're aware of, that can also help you shift the energy. So I hope that works for you. I can't wait to see how that was for you. If you try those meditations, let me know how it goes. I get lots of great feedback every time from people when they download it and have a really visceral experience for themselves, which is always exciting. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to talking with you again soon. Bye for now.